Hello, dear students. Welcome back to our news channel. Let's go to the articles of the day. Students, let's begin with news from Kerala. Okay, so deep inside the state public health laboratory in Thiruvananthapuram, which is capital of Kerala, scientists have developed a molecular molecular diagnostic test, okay, that can detect a deadly amoeba. Okay, amoeba is a tiny creature, and this deadly amoeba, it can actually cause serious brain infections, right? Now amoeba is something you might have studied in your biology class, right? So yes, amoebas are single-celled organisms that live in water and soil, and most of them are harmless. But students, a few rare ones can be dangerous. Okay? And one of the most dangerous is called Naegleria fowleri. Naegleria fowleri. It is also known as the brain eating amoeba. Okay, see, it enters the human body through the nose, usually when people swim in contaminated water. That is why it is always, everyone is advised not to swim in the water which seem contaminated. And once once this amoeba is inside your body, it can travel to the brain and can cause a fatal disease called amoebic meningoencephalitis. Okay, amoebic meningoencephalitis. Yes, it can cause this disease, and it's a fatal one. So that's a long name, right? But it means inflammation of the brain and surrounding tissue. Okay, and there are also list of other harmful amoebas name are also mentioned here, right? Now these organisms, students, these organisms, they are so tiny that we can't see them with our eyes, but their impact can be deadly. And recently, cases of such infections have been reported more frequently in Kerala. Okay, so seeing all that, for the first time, Kerala's State Public Health Laboratory has created its own diagnostic test kits using molecular technology. Okay, and specifically something called PCR testing. Okay, PCR testing. Now this is the same technique we used during COVID-19 to test for the virus. Okay, so now thanks to this development, doctors in Kerala, they can detect the dangerous amoeba early. They can identify the exact species causing the disease. That is very important, है ना? To have personalized treatment, and they can give targeted treatment without wasting time. Okay, see students, this kind of diagnostic or this kind of treatment, it used to be impossible without sending samples to big national labs like PGI Chandigarh. Okay, but now, as you can see here, uh, the state public health department, they have developed their own testing diagnostic kit, right? And the lab director, she's saying that it's a proud moment when they use the new test to identify the amoeba in real human patient sample. Okay, see, earlier doctors could only guess which amoeba was responsible based on a microscope exam of a spinal fluid, but now they can confirm it, and this can save lives with faster action. Okay, so why is this a big deal? Because these infections, they spread fast. Okay, so delay in diagnosis can mean death. It can be fatal. So now Kerala, no need to depend, no need to wait for other labs to confirm the result. So this reduces the dependency. And if cases are identified early, public health teams, they can respond faster. All right. So that is why it's a big movement. Now, students, let's go to the next article of the day. Yes. train to Kashmir, right? Now, students, on June 6th, yesterday only, a major event took place that could, reshape the region's future, this region's, Kashmir region's future. The first ever Vande Bharat Express chucked into Srinagar, the heart of the Kashmir Valley. Yes, so a high speed all weather train has finally reached one of the most beautiful and difficult terrain to access and parts of the India. Okay, तो कैसे कहाँ पे गई है, let's explore this amazing journey and what it means for the people of Kashmir and for the entire country. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, कश्मीर की अगर हम बात करें, सो फर्स्ट रेलवे लाइन इन what is now Jammu and Kashmir was built way back in the year 1897. Okay, 1897. And it was, of course, built by the British. So it connected Jammu to Sialkot, which is now in Pakistan. But after partition in 1947, Jammu got disconnected from India's railway network. And for decades, Kashmir remained isolated, linked to the rest of India uh, only by mountain roads and air routes. So, railway line was not possible. But that changed in 1994. Okay, when the government decided to build Udhampur Srinagar Baramulla rail link. Udhampur Srinagar Baramulla rail link, also called the USBRR. So it was a tough job, and building a railway through the Himalayas, okay, across earthquake zones and over rivers and snowfields. It's not an easy task. It's quite difficult, है ना? अभी देखो ना कि टेरेन कैसा है, वहाँ की टोपोग्राफी कैसी है. जम्मू कश्मीर में हिमालयस हैं, स्नो कवर्ड माउंटेन रेंजेस आर देयर, रिवर्स भी फ्लो कर रही हैं, अर्थक्वेक जोन भी है, तो ऑफ कोर्स वहां पे रेलवे लाइन बनाना, कंस्ट्रक्ट करना डिफिकल्ट है. बट आफ्टर 30 years द जॉब इज डन एंड द एंटायर 272 किलोमीटर स्ट्रेच इज नाउ कंप्लीट. ये जो उधमपुर श्रीनगर बारामूला रेल लिंक है, इट इज नाउ इट इज इसकी बात हो रही है. ओके, नाउ let's take a moment to admire the engineering behind this. Okay, so there are 36 tunnels and 943 bridges. Okay, the Chenab Bridge, standing 359 meters above the river, is the highest railway bridge in the world. And this we have already covered in the yesterday's session. And Chenab Bridge, and it's why it's a big and proud moment for all of us. इंडिया ने वो करके दिखाया जो आप देखो वर्ल्ड में फर्स्ट टाइम है. 359 मीटर्स अबव द रिवर बिल्ट हुआ है. ओके, और हाईएस्ट रेलवे ब्रिज है इन द एंटायर वर्ल्ड, नॉट जस्ट इन एशिया बट इन एंटायर वर्ल्ड. ओके, and there is also Anji Khat Bridge, which is India's first cable stayed railway bridge, and all are built to resist earthquakes and wind speeds at 266 km per hour. So these are what? These are an engineering marvel. Okay. And even in minus 20 degrees Celsius, these trains will run. Minus 20 तक temperature क्यों ना पहुंच जाए. Okay. Not 0 degree, minus 20. These trains will still run. Okay, so snow removal trains will clear the tracks, and coaches have heated windshields. Okay, साथ ही साथ उसमें थर्मल इंसुलेशन भी है, सेफ टॉयलेट्स भी है. Isn't that amazing? Right? Now, वंदे भारत की अगर बात करें तो वंदे भारत आपको पता है वैसे भी काफ़ी उसकी स्पीड है. So now it runs between Katra and Srinagar twice a day. Okay, and later this year it will be extended to Jammu Tawi, making the journey even easier. Okay, now students, why is this important? Let's just analyze this. See, railways in Kashmir, they are more than just transport. They are a symbol of connection, growth, and hope. Okay, So with trains reaching the Srinagar, farmers they can send apples, saffron and handicrafts quickly across India. Okay, तो इससे इकोनॉमी बूस्ट होगा. Traders in Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, they can receive Kashmiri products in better condition. Okay, transport cost will drop. New jobs will be created in logistics, warehousing, tourism, and more. Right, and this could revive local businesses, and it can even encourage young people to stay and work in the region. Okay, तो इकोनॉमी तो बूस्ट होगा इससे. Secondly, tourism. Okay, so tourism will again this will also lead to tourism boom, right? See, tourist boats, the imagine a tourist boats the train in Jammu or Katra enjoys a scenic ride through tunnels and bridges and arrives in paradise like Srinagar in just 3 hours. So more tourists, more income for local families. Okay, and students, railways are not just about travel. Okay, they also connect hearts and minds. See, for decades, Kashmir was seen as a distant, not just geographically, but also emotionally, right? So, a regular train now means that students can study outside and return home easily. Patients can, reach better hospitals quickly. Army movement आसानी से हो सकता है. Disaster relief भी it can happen faster, right? And it will also strengthen the bond between Kashmir and the rest of the country. Okay, and since trains they pollute less than buses or planes, so world जो climate change face कर रहा है, greener transport can become more important, right? So this rail link is not just steel and stone, it's a lifeline. Okay, so for every child going to school, every farmer taking apples to market, every pilgrim visiting the Vaishno Devi shrine, and every tourist exploring Dal Lake, it's a new beginning, right? All right, students. So that's all for today. And please, the Chenab Bridge, which was a part of Udhampur Srinagar Baramulla rail link, again, it's an engineering marvel, and it's a proud moment for all of us, right? So that's all for today, students. As students, these news article it reminds us to be curious and to care about our country and also to dream big. Okay, so I'll be back soon with more important news articles from around the country and the world. Okay, until then, stay informed and keep learning. Goodbye. Jai Hind.